Okay, so today we'll take the second problem on a worm gear. I hope you have gone through the first problem of worm gear. So that is, as I said, is model 4 will be combined with design of clutches and design of brakes. So worm gear will carry the 20 marks and that is a unit 1 and unit 2 is what the design of clutches and brakes. So today we'll take second problem of the worm gear and we'll finish this. And only these two problems are on the worm gear are very important. The steps are same, no difference in the steps. Just we'll go through this problem. Design a worm gear drive to transmit a power of 2 kilowatt. The power is given as a 2 kilowatt at 1000 rpm. That is speed of the worm, that is a pinion n1, 1000 rpm. The speed ratio is 20, I equal to 20, and the center distance is a 200 mm. So a equal to 200 mm. Now, as you know, as we, the once you know the speed of the pinion, we can determine the speed of the gear. So here remember, worm is always the pinion and worm gear is always the follower. So using the velocity ratio I equal to n1 by n2, so speed of the worm gear is what, n2 equal to n1 by I. So 1000 by 20 we get a 50 rpm. So that is a parameter 1. Going for a second step, so we determine the diameters of worm and worm gear d1 and d2 by trial basis or estimation basis. So in the first estimation, d1 equal to a raised to 0.875 divided by 3.5, where a is what, center distance in meter. Substituting that, d1 0.2 raised to 0.875 divided by 3.5, so you get 69.87 mm. So round off it to 70 mm. Next, the center distance, using that a equal to d1 plus d2 by 2. So substituting that, we'll get d2, that is a 330 mm. That you can say first estimation or first trial. Next, going for second trial, here we'll calculate a module also. So d1 equal to 3 into pc, circular pitch 70. We got d1 in the first estimation, 3 into pi m. So axis module m equal to what, 7.42 mm. So round off it or standard module from the table 23.3, that is a 8 mm. Then, so using the velocity ratio equation, I equal to d2 by d1. So d1 in place of, we place mz1. So d2 by mz1. So d2 equal to imz1. Substituting the given value, I equal 20, m equal to 8, z1 as it is, so 160 z1. Now, as you know, to calculate z1 and d2, we'll go for different values of z1 and determine d2. So when z1 equal to 1, we get d2 equal to 160. Substitute in the equation 160 z2. z2 z1 equal to 320, z1 equal to 3, we got 480, z1 equal to 4, 640 mm. So compare this d2 with the first estimation. What is that? D2 equal to 330 mm and nearest is what, 320. So you should select that d2 equal to 320 mm and corresponding z1 equal to what, 2. This number of teeth on a worm. So once you know d2, you can calculate d1 using the center distance. So that is d1 equal to 2a minus d2. How much you got here? 80 mm. So next we will go for z1 is 2. We'll calculate z2 using speed ratio z2 equal to I z1, we get a 40. Also we calculate the lead angle which is required to calculate a efficiency. So tan inverse of mz1 divided by d1. So 8 into 2 divided by 80, that is 11.31. So one more module we calculate a normal module. So that is what, mn equal to m cos gamma, that's equal to 8 into cos of 11.31 equals to 7.84 mm. So later of this, then also you can calculate, so as you done in the earlier, the face width of the worm gear. So that is given by the table. You can see here 23.85. So b equal to what, 2.15 pi into m plus 5. So 2.15 pi into 8 plus 5, you got a 59 mm. So make it as a next number 60 mm. B also you have calculated. Next, so now we'll go for what? Checking for the tangential tooth load by Lewis equation. As you know, always worm gear is a weaker member, so you can write ft2 equal to sigma 0 to b capital Y mn cv. So the material for worm gear is same as we done in the first problem. So always keep in mind, so worm is made of hardened steel and worm wheel is made of phosphor bronze. So from the table 23.96, sigma 0 to is what? 55 Newton per mm square. In the table, as I said, it is given 103.5 Newton per mm square, so you should not take it, it is a misprinted. Next, y2 for 20-degree pressure angle, y2 equal to 0.154 minus 0.912 divided by 40, so you got 0.1312. So capital Y equal to pi into y2, so pi into 0.1312 equals to 0.41. Next, substitute then pitch velocity of the worm wheel Vm equal to pi d2 n2 divided by 60,000. So you got 0.838 meter per second. The velocity factor for worm gear is same equation, kv equal to cv 6 by 6 plus vm. So you get 0.877. Then substituting all the values, the tangential tooth load ft2 is equal to what? 9363.5 Newton. Later, we'll calculate the dynamic load. So to calculate dynamic load equal to what? The dynamic load equal to ft2 by cv. You can see here last equation. So substitute ft2 divided by cv. So we'll get to the dynamic load, and wear load is given by the equation what? 23.572. That is Fw equal to d1 bk. So how to determine k value? So the k value determined from the table 23.100 for hardened steel worm and hardened phosphor worm gear and gamma equal to 11.31. So k value got 0.9 Newton per mm square. Substituting that, wear load d2bk 23.572. So you will get wear load as a 13,248 Newton. So after calculation of wear load, next we can go for what? The power based on different criteria and selecting the least power. So first parameter is what? Power based on a tangential tooth load, that is n equal to ft2 n2 r2 divided by 9550 into 1000. It is a modified equation. Next, second, we substitute the values and calculate that, check how much power we get. Next, the power based on worm, that is a capital P equal to capital N, that's equal to N1 by I KQCV. So where Q is what? Small I by small I plus 2.5. I is what? Velocity ratio. Substitute and check how much you'll get. CV is what? Given by 2.3 divided by 2.3 plus VW plus 3 VW divided by I, where VW is what? Velocity of the worm. Again, that is given by pi d1 n1 divided by 60,000. So you substitute values, you get some value. Later k value is what? Always remember, for 200 mm center distance it is a 0.485 kilowatt per rpm. So we'll get n equal to some other value. Last one, the power based on heat dissipation. So P equal to N equal to 3650 e raised to 1.7 divided by I plus 5, where A is what? 100 centimeter. So substitute values. Okay, so we'll get the power. So like this, calculate the power based on these three criteria and select the minimum value. So next we'll go for determination of efficiency. So the easiest formula for efficiency is given by using, you can use there only the formula what I used, which is what, just second. So you can use this, just check the formula what I have given the last problem. Okay, otherwise you can use this also. Equation is there, as I told earlier, 23.604b, that is yeah, f is equal to tan gamma into bracket cos alpha cos gamma minus mu sin gamma divided by cos alpha sin gamma plus mu cos gamma. So here mu is a friction coefficient. Okay, gamma already you know, alpha you know. So but friction coefficient mu should be calculated based on rubbing velocity. So that you know given by pi d1 n1 divided by 60,000 cos gamma. So you get how much? 4.27 m meter per second. So mu less than 20 meter per second, you can use this equation 23.570 c, mu equal to 0.023 plus Vr divided by 305. So then we'll see how much efficiency. Substituting all the values, you got 82.12%. You can also use the same equation the earlier problem. You can use that equation. If easy, you use that equation, or you can use this equation. It is left to you, but you can calculate the mu based on the rubbing velocity Vr. Next, last parameter, heat generated and heat dissipated. So heat generated is given by equation 23.603a. So that is Hg equal to mu Fn Vr by 1000. So that is Fn again given by Ft2 divided by cos gamma cos alpha. These are the formulae not in the data book. You have to remember. Not only this, some of the other formulae also. So substituting that, Fn equal to 9363, the tangential load, cos gamma 11.31, cos alpha 20 degree. So you got 10,161.8 Newton. Similarly, heat generated is substituting all the values 0.039, friction coefficient Fn 10,161.8, Vr rubbing velocity 4.27 divided by 1000, you got 1.69 kilowatt. Second, last parameter, heat dissipated Hd equal to Hcr capital A into bracket Tg minus Ta divided by 1000, where A equal to what? Radiating area in meter square is given by 14.4 a raised to 1.7. Substitute that, you got 0.9335 meter square. Tg, temperature of gear, assume 65 degrees Celsius, make it Kelvin, 273 plus 65, 338 degree Kelvin. Ta, ambient temperature 25 degrees Celsius, 273 plus 25, 298 degree Kelvin. So temperature difference Tg minus Ta is how much? 40 degree Kelvin. Then from the table, from the figure 23.89, for capital A equal to 0.933 meter square, HCR equal to 320 watt per meter square degree Kelvin, as you done in the same as the earlier problem. Substituting that, you got a 11.95 kilowatt. You see, heat generated is 1.69, heat dissipated is 11.95, means heat dissipated is more than the heat generated. So that means you required artificial cooling to provide the stability. Okay, so these are the two warm gear problems. Just go through it. Okay, only these will come in the exam for carrying 20 marks. So go through this, try to solve and try to remember the formulae, because some of the formulae what you have seen is not in the data handbook. Okay, so this finishes warm gear. In the next week class, we'll go for a design of clutches and brakes. Okay, thank you.